Good evening, all. Ira Epstein with your financial market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Monday evening, the 25th of July, 2022, 5:40 p.m. Central Time. I've hung them up. I'm not doing too much in the financial markets right now, and you're going to say, why, Ira? What's going on? Too much for me. On the individual stocks, you have monster earnings in front of you right now. Walmart came out after the market. Guidance is terrible. They're down 9.5%. You have Meta, Apple, Amazon, LVMH. I can go on. Coca-Cola, Disney. They're all coming at you now. Then Wednesday at 1 o'clock, we get the FOMC interest rate statement. The market is baked in a 75 basis point hike, not a 100 point. But if it came out the 100 point, I don't know if it would shake up the market or not. On Thursday, you have the GDP numbers, and you have battles going on at the banking titans. Morgan Stanley, for example, thinks there's a substantial amount more to the downside left in these markets, that they have not priced in how weak this economy has to get to beat the inflation. JP Morgan is the other end. So you flip a coin, you got a head, Morgan Stanley, a tail, JP. They think inflation has peaked, past tense, and that the market's going to adjust to that quicker than you think, and that in 2023, the market will actually be bottomed out and taking off again. Which one of the sides do you want to take? I don't know if inflation has peaked or not. I was watching Jeff Curry this morning on CNBC talk about the commodity sector, specifically the grain market and the energies. He's bullish still on both. Especially the energy, still thinks there's another $25, $30 at least coming back up in the energy. He doesn't know what would stop that from happening. He says the cash market is much stronger than the futures market. In the grain markets, what you always worry about is the weather as you're now into the key growing time in soybeans. And if you saw the conditions report, it weakened. And where did the weakening go? Instead of the weakening going from the excellent, it went into not the middle range, the poor. That's a surprise to me. Did the same in the corn. What's going on there? I'm not quite certain. We know how hot it is and what's going on. Let's see where this all comes in. But as I said, sometimes, a chart tells you everything. And let's get over here, not to the dollar, but right here to the S&P. You're underneath the 18-week average of closes on a weekly area chart of just closes. That keeps the bias down, and it's been that way since March. And if you follow this, it gives you a great idea of the bias of a market. When I take a look at a daily bar chart, we have most certainly had a nice bounce to the upside. But has the market spent itself is the big question in front of all these reports coming out in front of you. I don't have the answer to that. What I do have the answer to is that in terms of a pattern on the swing line study, which is something I wrote, so I think I'm the expert on it, you have a pattern of a lower low and a higher high. That is not a trend. This was a vertical price rise, and they often run out of momentum, but the question is where? More times than not, it's going to be against the Bollinger Band. The key moving average, the 100 and the 200 day closes have not been hit, but you've been riding that band, not able to push away from it, and at the same time, momentum got overbought. Now, momentum can do one of two things from here right away. If we step back one day, let's see if it'll let me do this. It's not going to let me, I'm sorry. How many days do we have up where both numbers are over 80? 1. You need 3 in a row to do that, which means to find out if it's going to be embedded, I have to go into Wednesday's FOMC meeting and at the close know if it embeds or not. Guess what Ira's doing? Ira's going to enjoy his teas, could be wine, have a good time, have a beer with my buddies. In fact, tonight, that's what I'm doing. And they said, how come you're going out on a Monday night? I said, I've hung them up. I don't want to do anything right here. All I could do is get in trouble. And that's what I believe. Now, the NASDAQ is still in an uptrend, but you have divergence. First thing, you hit the upper band, you're overbought, nowhere near embedding. There's no edge in that. Dow, not embedded, up to the Bollinger Band, could embed. Same story as the S&P. I've got to wait that out. And the same story in the Russell. So I am not saying you can't develop some bullishness here. I have an open mind to it. I don't want to be the guy to find out to go through these reports and what they might do and hurt me. Where do you put a stop? How do you put a stop? These things move, as you know, when these reports come out like that, they just move on you. This next guy can have it. My turn will come next week. I already know what's going on for me. In the VIX, as I told you, I thought that the pros have been writing, if you will, puts. First, to get back to the key moving average of the 200-day, and if you can get further rally, back to 2570, the 18-day. It is a chart that has a bearish embedded reading. So you get one group that is writing the market on these rallies, or if you will, going short, regular, just short, be futures, whatever they're doing, looking to get back to 2228, and the other group is writing puts, trying to get a rally back up. First, it made some money because it got back to the 200-day. Now they'll see if they can get to the 18. In the 30-year bond, my eye goes to overbought, and I've just rallied up to the 100-day average in the upper Bollinger Band in an overbought market. What do I teach you here all the time? That's where the pros are taking money off the table. It's the same thing in the 10-year. Let somebody else carry the risk. The money's been, if you call it, you caught that move made, great. I don't know how to catch a move like that. I guess you throw a dart at the board and you get the low magically, sure. Been around this too long. Guys, I'm forever running into brokers telling me, oh boy, I bought that market so right. What made you buy the market on that? I can see not standing either way, but I don't get it. And the dollar index, momentum is down. Bias is down as you're under the 18-day average, and the trend is down. So let's assume you want to go short and you say, this market's not going to be able to rally. Well, then the pros are probably doing around 106.75. They'd have to have a stop over 107.25. Their objective, if they get right, and who knows what those reports are going to do, 104.60 something, wherever the Bollinger Band is at the time of the reports. It's the flip-flop in the euro. You're now, and it's a funny chart because you got lower highs, higher lows. I just don't see anything there. In the British pound, we keep getting rallies out of this market. You can see the energy that it's going with. I predicted a cap at wherever the Bollinger Band is. Right now it's 121.60. I don't think it's going beyond that. You still have the elections coming up. They're talking which zones do you want. They're going to be vying, the two candidates, to see where they can go to be the next prime minister. And you got a lot of bad things happening here. What do I mean by that? Have you looked at the Confederation of Businesses? I was reporting on it this morning. Terrible. They're getting some of the worst readings they've had in years, be it in Germany, be it in the UK. It doesn't matter. The big economies are all slowing down right now. And while you're getting a rally here, I just question how much of it's related to our FOMC and our GDP numbers and unwinding of currency pairs. Bitcoin, it's time for us to move away from July. I've already moved in my subscriber video to August. That's where we'll stay. I just wanted to show it one last time, and we'll move on. I'll get August tomorrow. In Brent versus WTI, look at this widening out. I mean, it's dramatic. So at home, our energy is okay. We're at $95. We're still bringing on a few rigs here and there. We're certainly not bringing on new refineries. You know that, right? And we have enough oil where we're doing a bit of export. We have a problem, though. And the problem isn't so much crude. It's going to be in nat gas. And that's because each day that goes by gets us closer to when the Freeport terminal is going to reopen, and we're going to lose 16% of the gas that we have that we're keeping in America. When that terminal shut down due to an explosion in June, they were sending out 16% of the nations, of the United States, exports of natural gas, and obviously Europe's where it's going now. Well, when that blew up, there's no way to do anything but keep it domestically, and that's helped us. But yet the heat is driving up the nat gas price. You know, it's burning up everywhere. America is just like in Europe, it's scorchers, and it's getting worse in the Northwest right now. Big fires, Yosemite Park, there's a lot going on. In any case, this is pretty neutral action. You've got the trend down, momentum up. You're fighting a battle between the 100-day average in green and the 18. If you can clear 105.60, be careful. You could start adding some more to the upside in this. When you come to WTI, it's a bit more of a bearish picture. You do recall when the market rallied here, I told you a week ago, I said that's where I think the pros, if they're taking a shot, it's there. They'll have to have a stop over that high. It's still a big risk. It doesn't look like it. It's a big risk, thousands of dollars, and coming down. But is the market going to get back to fight the battle there again at the 18-day average? I personally think it is. Rebob gasoline. You can laugh at me, whatever you want. What did I say on July 4th? I said the gas station owners are going to keep the price up, and then magically after that, we're going to start coming down. In 10 days, the past 10 days, we have dropped over 30 cents a gallon nationwide. I guess, they needed to make money. You don't have to agree with me, but that's what you do. I don't blame them. That's my season. I'm not cutting my price in front of my season, even though the futures market had peaked out way before July 4th. You don't pass that on. You keep it, you get your money in the tiller, and then you start passing things on. That's what happened. Now, I think you have to be concerned. Is America pulling back from all that driving? That's a big question. We are price sensitive. And $5.50, $6 a gallon gasoline makes you either say, am I really going to drive 1,000 miles this week with my family? Maybe we shouldn't do that. I wonder if that's not it. I would think it is, to be honest. And here's the nat gas. Heat. When we were here, what did I say to you? By the way, all these videos are there on YouTube. We don't take them down except once a year. We keep up now for a long time. And I said the next events, you got to watch weather because that's what's going to play. And obviously, you can see it right here. It just came alive with an embedded reading. This game isn't over, not by a long shot. It ends when the weather breaks. I'm not a weatherman. If you buy it here, where do you want to put a stop? So you either get in and you catch these or you get lucky. I had the best year in, I think it was heating oil this year, I've had in decades. Big trade at the end of May, June. Remember that? Monster. Now I sit back and I wait. My turn will come in other markets very, very shortly. And your turn comes too, because one of the things that we try to do for you is put out a lot of research. I do. So at 5:15, 5:30 in the morning, I start recording a video for my subscribers. And each day, Monday through Friday, I'm going to give you buy here, sell there. I'm going to do just what I'm saying now. I don't want you to do anything for a day or two. You've got over 200 trading days a year. We've got plenty of time. You don't have to just jump in and get in trouble. On Saturdays or Sundays, I put out a weekly analysis, 40 charts with just weekly versus the same 40 typically for the daily charts. Charting software works on desktops, your mobile apps, your tablets. How do you get our information? How do you get to see this is really the key. Go to our website, under the word research. You can also just come right here, follow the cursor up to the top, give it a click, and away you go. With that, I'm Ira Epstein. Have a great trading day. I'm pretty much hunkering back from the market. I'll get involved very quickly. You have a good day.